Every time I think and I do get by, and I have all my friends and I do get high, but every time I can't deny I'm already dead and I already die. You think that it's soup and that it's your friend when it's already gone and poop in the end, and there's nowhere to go and no way to win. Then you start to fantasize again. Mean girls give pleasure. It's my greatest treasure. Mean girls give pleasure. It's my greatest treasure.
Good morning, everybody.
You can't really live and you can't really sin, and all of your dreams are probably pretend, and nothing makes sense and it's over again, and you're already dead and you're dying for sin. Too blind to see and too weak to think, and the angel of death is taking you for a walk. Nothing to say but just small talk, and your head is in a block. Mean girls give pleasure.
The genius of Daniel Johnston.
It's my greatest treasure. Mean girls give pleasure. It's my greatest treasure.
It's my greatest treasure. Mean girls give pleasure. She's my greatest treasure. Oh, man. Fucking guy's still going, man. Still alive. I got a reverb on here. Reverb. Daniel Johnston. Good morning, everybody. What's up, everybody? What's up? Vinny D. Martini in the house. Blind Seer. Aaron Brooks around. ZOX. Wishing that I'm getting corona. Holy shit. Robin M-I-L-N-E. Amy. Hi, Amy. Hi, Sweet Lou. Sleepy Joe is lying, dog-faced pony soldier. I know. What a liar, man. What a fucking liar, man. We got him busted. We busted him. Marcus, could you please start your videos with a 2-minute update on CV? Hey, listen, man. What do you want? Everything, man? All I know is, look, I pushed a button. I got enough shit to do in the morning. I put up the thumbnail. I got to make a thumbnail, and I got to put up the fucking shit. And you know what happens sometimes when you put a show up, right, and you schedule it? It's a different process than just okay, I want to go live, and you put all your shit together. It's a different process, and it's clumsier when you have to put up a schedule. That's why I don't do it all the time, because it's clumsy. You have to go down a different avenue. All right, so that's a little explanation for you why I do that, or why I don't do it. So let's wait some people get here. So the stock market is boom or bust right now. Oh, let's look. It's that's a good point. I forgot to bring that up. I just look at Yahoo Finance. I look at the basics, man. What are you gonna do? And down 1,000, the Dow futures. It's going to open in a second. We were up, 1,985. Yeah, this is reminiscent of, they're getting their Biden. They're going to get their Biden, their shit sandwich Biden, and lose to Trump. So they're happy about that. But I think the coronavirus really is starting to kick in, because, it's devastating. They're going to close restaurants here in New York. I'll show you in a second. Look at that dip. Oh, my God. It's a heavy dip. So we'll watch. Wow. So the market just opened down. It just opened down 2,200 points. That's a 9-point drop. So you'll get good call, man. Good call. I wasn't even going to look at it. I forgot all about it. But my trend lines are 100%. So that's a so all that gain on Friday. Oh, the big gain, the big rebound, boom! It took back double. So that's it's got to be Hall trading at this point. Whenever the S&P, there it is, drops more than 7%. the markets stop. So it's affecting the markets, of course. Let me look at. I just want to. I mean, just for the record, Conte was right. I told you, man. Eventually, for whatever reason, a little instability in the market. Boom! It just, you know, it causes it to crash. So at 20,935, my prediction was going to be 18,324. So I'm right again, man. I'm only 2,000 points off the. I was a little early in my prediction, but ultimately I said it. By the time July rolls around, the election, that we'd be back. So what does it mean? It means that Also keep in mind that last week when the market crashed, the Fed injected $1.5 trillion. That's what Sanders was talking about last night. Injected $1.5 trillion into the market in an effort to save it. Where did they get the money? Because there's no accountability. What they do is it's computed data. They allow banks to lend and borrow that money at 0%. They never pay it back. They don't pay it back. And then the idea is that they're supposed to inject liquidity into the market to keep it healthy. But you see what they do is they take that money, they put it in their pocket, and the market crashes anyway. Right? So $1.5 trillion, they could have, in one day on Friday, they could have said, you know what? We're going to put that $1.5 trillion into eliminating the student debt. Right? Taking all of the people on student debt, just delete it. How are you going to pay for that? How'd you just pay for $1.5 trillion to save a market that's inevitably going to crash anyway? You just gave the bankers another $1.5 trillion. You remember in 2008, everybody was crying about $700 billion. Now we're talking $1.5 trillion and double that in a blink of an eye for no reason. Let the fucker crash. Let it freeze. Let the banks eat each other. That's my opinion. So we'll leave that up. Keep watching that stuff. What's up, man? What's up? So hey everybody in the chat. Just gonna. So I watched the debate last night, and you want to watch a great cat video? This is awesome, man. Every darn day, this happens when the guy opens the door. Watch this shit. So fucking crazy. Guy's got a lot of friends. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's got 10 He's got 10 outdoor cats. 2, 4, 6, 8. I think 11. That was a great video, man. I love that shit. So let's talk a little bit about the coronavirus, and I'll get into it. I know I'm a few minutes in already, and I want to talk about the corona. This is pretty cool, right? In China, I don't know if it's cool or not. It's actually very invasive for your civil rights, but it's China. They don't have any fucking civil rights. Check this shit out, right? So the police in China have this helmet that they put on that they could detect corona from a distance. Watch this. Each helmet is equipped with an infrared camera, and it could tell the temperature of the body. Look at this shit, man. It's like space age shit. They also have face recognition they could program into that thing. Anyone's temperature above 37.3 Celsius gets pulled over. Wow. Scary, right? The developer said the helmets are being used in several Chinese cities. Is it a violation? Is it violating? Like, hey, man, you're taking my temperature. I didn't give you permission to take my temperature. I didn't give you permission to recognize my face, but we're doing it anyway. Each helmet is equipped with an infrared camera. It's looping. So that's pretty wild, right? You got some high-tech, Chinese high-tech corona detection. Set those shits up in the airport, right? So in New York City yesterday, I was out and about. Oh, I feel good, man. I stopped off and had some lunch, man. I fucking had some lunch again, right? I walk in, right? The other day, this was a mistake, right? I was walking around. I was hungry. I jumped into an Italian, fucking restaurant, right? But this time I'm no fool, man, right? I'm fucking paying attention now, right? So I'm down in Chinatown yesterday. I pull into another one, right? It's just the same shit, man. The same shit. They're all wearing the helmsman uniforms. They're all dressed in white and fucking, you know what I'm saying, man? I'm just feeling a little ill right now. It's fucking corona. But the good news is in New York City, orders nightlife shut down while bars, restaurants go takeout only. Damn. Well, for me, it's good because I'm a loner anyway. I don't go out at night. Fuck that shit, man. Cram into a bar. Why, if you want to drink, why don't you go sit on a bench and drink? Why do you got to go into a crowded bar with people banging into each other? Who gives a shit about any of that? Fucking just drink your beer, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, this is heavy. I mean, this is your reason why this is happening right now. Wow, this is heavy crash. Heavy crash. We'll have halt trading for 15 minutes again. And this is your reason, man. It's news like this. It's news like this. Mayor Bill de Blasio, I don't know what's going on in the rest of the country, but I just report on New York because as goes New York, as goes the rest of the country, I guess. So Bill de Blasio announced late Sunday, so that's yesterday, that the Big Apple's nightlife will shut down and its restaurants and bars will only provide takeout or delivery service as authorities struggle to get ahead of the mounting corona pandemic. It's a pandemic now because it's on multiple continents. It's not an epidemic, it's a pandemic. The restrictions will take effect at 9 a.m. Tuesday, so that's tomorrow, and are similar to measures announced in Ohio, Washington, D.C., and across much of Western Europe, all of which have been hit by the deadly virus too. Deadly virus. Again, one person has died so far in New York. One person. One 82-year-old woman with emphysema has died in New York. Shut the mofo down. Is it extreme? Is it overreacting? I don't know, man. Whatever. I mean, how many people die of suicide every year? 50,000? How many people die of cancer? 100,000? Really, you shut it down? Oh, it's contagious. It's contagious. Well, I don't know, man. I think, heroin addiction is contagious, really, for junkies, right? Fucking AIDS is contagious. Shut the city down. I don't know. I'm just giving you the facts that this is going to happen tomorrow. Our lives are all changing in ways that were unimaginable just a week ago, said Bill de Blasio. Yeah. We are taking a series of actions that we never would have taken otherwise in an effort to save the lives of loved ones and our neighbors. So warm and inviting. I did for the first time see a rush on toilet paper. I actually witnessed it, right? So I'm in the supermarket, right? These fucking old Chinese people, man, pain in the asses, right? The toilet paper is stacked above where I shop, which is in the fruits and the vegetables in the vegetable aisle. It's the only real aisle. I shop around the perimeter of a supermarket. I don't even go in the middle, barely, because I don't eat a lot of processed shit. I stay away from I don't go near the meat or any of that shit, right? Or the dairies or any of it. So or frozen food. So it just happened that all the toilet paper was stacked above where the vegetables are, and you got these four Chinese people, right? They're hoarding toilet paper, right? They're in there. You never see them in there before. They got off they're driving down the avenue, buying up all the toilet paper in every fucking store. What are you afraid of? You're going to fucking shit your pants, man? What are you scared of, right? You got fucking toilet paper, right? The threat of corona, you're going to shit. The threat is making them shit in their pants. That's why they got the toilet paper, because they're all shit in their pants. Because they're afraid of getting corona, right? So they're all standing there, right? clogging up the aisle, right? And they're laughing like they're hoarding. They got the whole cart filled with big fucking things of toilet paper. How disgusting. How despicable, right? God damn, fucking. And it had to be Chinese, though. It's a true story. Right? So I told you I was eating, right? And fucking, I don't know. So let's talk about, so coronavirus is here to stay. It ain't going away. Let's talk about the debate, right? So I watched it, man. I watched it so you don't have to. How many people we have before we start the main story? How many people? How many people? I'm a people junkie. All right, we're good to go. So anyway, so last night, I think the takeaway, I had said all along that Bernie Sanders needed to make a major game changer. He needed to flatten Joe Biden. And Joe Biden had to stumble so bad that he showed his senility. And I must report, to be honest, to be fair and balanced, is that did not happen. Joe Biden did not fall on his face in terms of his cognition, his ability to stand up for 2 hours, first of all. His ability to, he was very combative. He was obnoxious. The guy's a bully, right? You want to go over there and kick him in his pants, right? But his brain didn't really fizzle out. He didn't stutter and stumble. He just straight up lied. Now, for most American people, because they're so used to Trump lying and flipping and flopping, that maybe they're immune to it or they just don't get it. All right, but Joe Biden lies. He's a fucking liar. In my view, that's the end all. That he got up on stage and he looked into that camera and he told the American people a series of lies, and we're going to show you the lies right now. So here's the I don't know if you guys saw it, but so what's up? Hey, Tobacco Row. Good morning, Tobacco Row. Vinny DiMartini on the wrenches. Don't be a dick. Don't be a dick, and you won't get timed out. If you get timed out, hey, listen, there's always tomorrow. ZOX. What's up, Judy? Actually, to let paper and paper towels help to stay clean if water. Yeah, all right, maybe it's not to wipe your ass, it's to keep other things clean. I get that, but there's no shortage. That's when you rush to grocery stores for something, you're creating the shortage, in my view. So, ZOX says ignorant voters will believe him anyway. I agree. Joe was a dick and a parrot of Bernie last night, and his time in office. Yeah, he clearly was. So let's look at, I'm not going to play the whole thing. I'm just going to show you the parts that were the blatant lie. So here's the exchange. Here's Joe Biden doing his thing. Watch.
Bernie implies the way he says things. Speaking of negative ads, my Lord, Bernie, you're running ads saying I'm opposed to Social Security that PolitiFact says is a flat lie.
Really, Bernie? How dare you accuse Joe Biden of saying he's against Social Security? How dare you? Wow, calling him out on it, calling Bernie out on it,
and that the Washington Post said is a flat lie.
Time and time again, talking about the necessity, with pride, about cutting Social Security, cutting Medicare, cutting veterans programs.
No.
You never said that.
No.
Wow.
Time after time, you were not a fan of Bo Simpson?
I was not a fan of Bo.
You were not a fan of the balanced budget amendment, which called for cuts in Social Security? Come on, Joe, you were.
Look, here's the deal.
You're an honest guy. Why don't you just tell the truth here? We all make mistakes.
I am telling the truth. You said that I, in fact, why am I rated 96% by the Social Security organizations? Why am I viewed as a strong...
All that I said...
I have laid out how I will increase Social Security
Well, that's good. I laid that out.
I have laid out how I'm going to make sure that it is, in fact, paid for.
Jake.
Go to joebiden.com. Look at my exchange with Paul Ryan on his desire to try to privatize and or cut Social Security.
Okay.
And understand how he manipulated it.
No, all right. Joe, let me repeat it again. I want you...
So Biden is essentially calling Bernie Sanders a liar for calling out Joe Biden on his lie. Who's right? Did you watch the exchange? Bernie says Joe Biden lied about his effort, his desire to cut Social Security and Medicaid to balance the budget in the early 90s, the mid 90s, And again, he reiterated it when he was about to run for president before 2008. Are those lies?
Just to be straight with the American people, I am saying that you have been on the floor of the Senate time and time again talking about the need to cut Social Security, Medicare, and veterans programs. Is that true or is that not true?
No, it's not true. Just go look at the debate with
Wow.
Paul Ryan for the vice presidency. Look at what I did. And Bernie, will you acknowledge your campaign took out of context that whole exchange between Paul Ryan? Are you saying PolitiFact is wrong? Are you saying...
Yeah, well, believe me, the Washington Post PolitiFact is wrong a whole lot of times.
But are they wrong on that, Bernie?
Okay.
Are they wrong on that, Bernie? Bernie, did you miss...
Joe, did you... Wait a minute. I'll answer your question. You answer mine.
I answered yours. The idea that Bernie
So
implied...
that's the exchange. Now let's see what the fact is, right? Here's Joe Biden, and this is 1995, right? Bernie Sanders says Joe Biden was on the Senate floor championing cutting Social Security. Is it true?
What you spend. I'm up for re-election this year, and I'm going to remind everybody what I did at home, which is going to cost me politically. When I argued that we should freeze federal spending, I meant Social Security as well. I meant Medicare and Medicaid. I meant veterans benefits. I meant every single solitary thing in the government. And I not only tried it once, I tried it twice, I tried it a third time, and I tried it a fourth time. Somebody has to tell me in here how we're going to do this hard work without dealing with any of those sacred cows we have before.
He called it a sacred cow. So there's your evidence. There's Bernie Sanders challenging him, and there he's just caught in a lie. Let's watch the whole exchange because he said a lot more before the actual catching of the lie. Let's watch it one more time.
For us, the balanced budget amendment.
It's very important. Again, for me, this is if people want to say vote blue no matter who, what are you getting more with this guy than you get with Trump? You're getting less. You're getting, in my view, you're getting way less. But let's listen to him anyway.
About which many of us have expressed serious reservations.
Good morning,
the
sir.
effects of which are, in both the short and the long term, cannot be predicted with any degree of certainty. We'll hear a good deal of hyperbole on this amendment, promises by those that this is going to cure all, and promises by those, if it passes, that we're going to go to hell in a handbasket and rapidly, and all our liberties will be taken from us. I hope
he's bragging. He's bragging about how he's going to cut entitlement programs for the needy, and the elderly, Social Security, veterans benefits, and of course he's not a proponent of Medicare for all. Medicare, he wants to cut that shit, right? Bragging.
we kind of keep our eye on the ball here and at least have an open mind to the prospect that we can make this amendment better and still have an amendment. I'm sure someone has looked out over the next 15 years and concluded if we stay on the track, even the one predicted by the President of the United States, that we will be providing for an increasingly larger share of every tax dollar just to go to reduce interest on the debt. And to me, that's the driving force behind this amendment. When I introduced the budget freeze years ago, the liberals of my party said, it's an awful thing you're doing, Joe. You are all the programs we care about, you're freezing them. Money for the blind, the disabled, education, and so on. And my argument...
So he doubles down, right? It couldn't be more clear. The guy, Joe Biden, on national television lied to the American people about his position on the subject of Social Security, the thing that old people depend on for their livelihood, for their sustenance, for their food, for their well-being. He fucking lied, right?
Then is one I make now, which is the strongest, most compelling reason to be for this amendment or an amendment, and that is that if we don't do that, all the things I care most about are going to be gone. I mean, whatever happened to that old conservative discipline about paying for what you spend?
So he's a Republican. There you go. Pay for what you spend. Every man for himself. The conservative, ideology of every man for himself. What? This entitlement shit, right? You don't deserve... Listen, you're you're just a resident here, man. You don't have a property interest in your country. What kind of shit is that? What do you think? What do you think? You own the place because you're an American citizen? You actually have human rights? What are you, fucking crazy, man? Come on, get out your ass. Work until you drop to your fucking knees because you can't work anymore. That's the conservative way, right? That's what Joe Biden likes.
I'm up for re-election this year, and I'm going to remind everybody what I did at home, which is going to cost me politically. When I argued that we should freeze federal spending, I meant Social Security as well. I meant Medicare and Medicaid. I meant veterans benefits. I meant every single solitary thing in the government. And I not only tried it once, I tried it twice, I tried it a third time.
How many times did you try it, Joe? Once, twice, a third time? Whoa, it's
And I tried it a fourth time.
inescapable evidence, right? Evidence-based channel. Welcome to Marcus Conte's evidence-based channel.
Somebody has to tell me in here how we're going to do this hard work without dealing with any of those sacred cows.
Oh, they're sacred cows. Oh, I get it, Joe. So here's Bernie Sanders' here's the actual ad, the campaign ad where Bernie Sanders attacks Biden and uses Joe Biden's words against him, and Joe Biden was so indignant. How dare you, Bernie, called me a liar.
Senator, we have a deficit. We have.
Oh no, I'm sorry. This is a different one, right? All right. So this is Tim Russert. I'll show you the ad in a second, but this is Tim Russert. I forget the year. Tim Russert died, and I think it was I think this is right before. Let's see what he looks
Social
like.
Security and Medicare looming. Would you consider?
There it is, 2007, on Meet the Press with Tim Russert, who is argued is suspectedly possibly one of Hillary Clinton's bodies. Right? Remember when Tim Russert was on TV and it was leading into the election, and Tim Russert was exposing Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton left, right, and center, and suddenly took a massive heart attack. Young man sitting in the office eating a sandwich, and he took a heart attack. Remember Tim Russert? Russert dead, possibly a Clinton hit. But here's Joe Biden again. While Joe Biden,
We have a deficit. We have Social Security and Medicare looming. Would you consider looking at those programs? Age of eligibility,
Absolutely.
cost
now, absolutely. Now, this is 12 years later.
of living, put it all on the table?
The answer is absolutely, you have to. I mean, it's one of the things that my, the political advisors say to me is, whoa, don't touch that third. Look, the American people aren't stupid. It's a real simple proposition. Social Security is not the hard one to solve. Medicare, that is the gorilla in the room. And you've got to put all of it on the table.
Everything.
Everything. You've got to.
People all over this country say that is nuts. That's nuts. Anybody in the Congress who believes in cutting these life-important benefits, we're going to give them a political choice they can't refuse. And that is, if they vote to cut Social Security, they may well not be returning.
So if you're a Republican and you're a Trumpster, you like that idea. Then Trump wants to cut Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid right now. That's in his budget, right? So if you're a Trumpster and you want to make America great again, then this shouldn't bother you at all. But if you care about honesty, a president who you can trust what he's saying, where he actually believes what he says, that he says what he says and he means what he says, then Bernie Sanders would be your only option. But here we now have solid evidence that Joe Biden, is just a fucking liar. Here's the ad where Bernie Sanders uses Joe Biden's own words against him in an ad. Now, is that fair play? Yeah, it is fair play because you said it.
When I argued that we should freeze federal spending, I meant Social Security as well.
So you saw the ad. You saw the actual speech where Bernie lifted it from. Is it fake? Is it manipulated? Hell no. You saw it.
I meant Medicare and Medicaid. I meant veterans benefits. I meant every single solitary thing in the government. And I not only tried it once, I tried it twice, I tried it a third time, and I tried it a fourth time.
Well, we've got some bad news for them. We are not going to cut Social Security. We're going to expand benefits.
So there's Bernie's ad. I think there was one more that I missed. No. Oh, here's Joe Biden. You want to see Joe Biden's head fizzle out? This was something I found. They apparently a couple of days ago they did a little. Joe Biden tried to do a press conference and the whole thing went bad. Here's Joe Biden struggling to get the words out. Watch this. I don't know. I mean, it just seems to be like, unless I get, you know what probably it is. He has no stamina. Because if he's out on the campaign trail banging it out like Bernie Sanders or like Trump does, where they're out there constantly banging, but Biden can't handle it. He doesn't have the stamina. He doesn't have the brain power to keep it going because, first of all, he's old. And second of all, he's spoiled, right? He's a you know, so maybe that's the reason why he was in okay, acceptable cognitive state last night because he probably slept all day. They said, Joe, sleep, relax, change your time zone, right? Just go to D.C., go to the hotel, get a massage, happy ending, just chill out. Don't say anything because don't even practice. You don't need, what are you going to practice for? You practice how to lie, right? Just shut the fuck up and relax. Smoke a little hookah, drink a couple of, and don't worry about it, right? That's probably what they told him. And his brain wasn't firing. But this is the real Joe Biden. This is how Joe Biden walks around most of the time.
Public option, providing for the additional funding that would provide for no hidden bills, et cetera. And I can get it done. I can get it done quickly, and people will be covered.
He always says, I can get it done quickly, but he never tells you how. He just wants to extend, look, medical coverage in this country is very important. You need it. People need to be covered. There shouldn't be, two kids sitting in a classroom and one kid's parent has enough money to send the kid to the doctor when he's sick, and the other kid sits there sick and dies or just miserably sick. Right? And they send the sick kid to school because they can't take off from work because then they can't eat. It's just a sick. Guys like Joe Biden have no idea what they're talking about, right? And Sanders does, but America's going to pick Joe Biden because Joe Biden won the debate last night. You heard?
But even I can't do that for another a year between now and November, or actually January.
It doesn't even make sense what he just said. I mean, it's just, I could get it done. He doesn't know if it's January next year. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
But to be covered, which means that they can't build any factories or anything within 1 mile of the estuary of the Delaware River and the Atlantic Ocean and the Chesapeake. And so the whole point of this is that we can do a lot to deal with endangered species. And one of the things I would like to raise is that we have to deal with this on an international basis as well. Because right now, for example, we have a thing, Brazil.
Wow. So you're going to vote for Joe Biden? You out of your freaking mind? So 5 takeaways. Here's CNN reporting 5 takeaways from Biden versus Sanders debate. Again, what do I think? I think Bernie Sanders he didn't go for the throat. I think he should have, when Biden lied, you have to turn to him and say, Sir, Mr. Biden, you are a liar. You are lying to the American people. And you covered for Hillary Clinton, the liar, and Obama, the liar. You have him dead to right. You've got him. Have an iPad, have a phone with you, and say, "Oh, you didn't say that." And hit the fucking thing and play it. Play it into the microphone where he says it. Have it loaded in your pocket. Right? Change the game. Say, "Oh, you didn't say that." No, I didn't say that. And then take the thing out before they could stop you and just go, boom, hold it to the microphone and let the people hear Joe Biden saying it. A game changer. That's what you needed to do. You needed to shift the dynamic where Joe Biden was bleeding and saying why? Because you want him to take Sanders needs to dominate the headlines. And most of America is dumbed down and stupid. They're not going to get that. They're not going to do what I just showed you, which is actually look at when Joe Biden lied to the American people. What he actually said and the fact that he is lying to you right to your face and then asking you to vote for him. Most Americans are not going to do that. They're going to look at CNN and say, oh, 5 takeaways from the Biden versus Sanders debate. First one, Vice President Joe Biden brought olive branches to Sunday night's debate, but Bernie Sanders preferred what might be one final fight. So right away, I mean, again, people don't read the whole thing, right? So this is CNN. The first thing you see is, oh, Joe Biden was extending his hand in friendship, and Sanders came to fight. Oh, fucking Joe Biden, I'm going to fight. Let's fight. The 11th Democratic presidential debate took place as the nation confronts the coronavirus pandemic. Okay, whoop-de-fucking-do. And they're going to talk about the 6 feet apart. Great, right? Most people are reading. They're on their way to work. And fucking, oh yeah, okay. So I guess Biden won, right? I don't know what the hell they're talking about. It was the first one-on-one showdown between the two. Wow, great. Vice President building a lead. Oh boy, and with the primaries coming up, Arizona, Florida. You still don't know who won the thing. You still don't know the fact that Biden is lying, right? Sanders repeatedly laid into Biden's record on Social Security and bankruptcy legislation. But Biden, who appeared to accept midway through that the two wouldn't find much common ground, also decided to directly engage with Sanders on his record as well. CNN, that's right there is media malpractice. Right? You're supposed to call it out. You're supposed to say, Joe Biden lied about his record on Social Security and the bankruptcy bill. And here's the evidence. He didn't vote to cut Social Security. He never got a chance, but he's on the floor of Congress advocating it. And the bankruptcy bill. The bill, so if you have student loans, Joe Biden was, partially responsible for writing the goddamn bill and then getting it signed into law so that students can't claim bankruptcy on their student loans. So there's other things like that. Credit card debt. You can't get out of credit card debt. Make it illegal. Oh, let's look at the market. That's fun. No. Down 10%. So it reopened. Wow, that's the biggest one-day drop again. It keeps exceeding that one-day drop. So we're down 10% of the market is gone. Look at that. We're on our way home. We're going home. Let's look at so it's really heavy, man. 5-day. Let's see. So what's the 5-day? Oh damn. So you'll probably get a little bounce right there. You might get you a little bounce. Get you a little bounce up to about here, and it's going to close down, right? It's just coming down, man. It's coming down. Coming down. It's one of the, it is not really one of the things I wanted to be right about, but it was so obvious, right? Debt bubble. We have a debt bubble economy that is just keeps crashing, man. So what's up in the chat, man? Sorry for ignoring. What's up? The rig is in and the jig is up. It is. I know. Do I have to? It's an inside job. What's up? That's a new name. Seox Much Jack. That's a hell of a name you got there, right? I can't even say. What's up, TJ? And Jason Walsh. Biden is a lying, dog-faced pony soldier. Yeah, we got the evidence, right? We got the evidence, but it doesn't matter, right? Nobody cares anymore. It's just like, what the fuck? So CNN spinning. They never get around to the fact that it's a lie, right? And what was this? Huffington Post did a good job. Huffington Post actually said something. And again, like I said, most people, is this Huffington Post? Yeah. Most people don't read past the first or the second, they just get the headline, right? 4 takeaways from Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden's head-to-head debate. The two debated presidential contenders agreed on short-term measures to address the COVID-19 outbreak. The way the president deals with stuff like that, nobody's an expert. You go to the Situation Room, you invite all the experts in, you listen to all of them, and then you kick everybody out of the room, and you make a decision. And that's what you do, right? That's how a president works. So Trump is, I would imagine, very good at that because he's like, because he doesn't have an ideology. He doesn't have any, solid thing that he believes in. He just believes in whatever everybody else wants to believe in, right? And he plays into the politics of it. And so that's how people will handle, that's how a president should handle a crisis like COVID-19. So what's the big deal? I mean, you want specifics? What are you going to specifically do to address the coronavirus? It's impossible to know if you're not in the driver's seat. It's backseat driving. Right? It's kind of a ridiculous question. Former Vice President Joe Biden and Senator Bernie Sanders stood behind lectioners 6 feet apart. That was kind of ridiculous in itself. But anyway, you get down to it. So Sanders and Biden largely agreed on how to address coronavirus. There was one part all the way down here. Sanders finally got the Social Security debate he had been hoping for. A highlight of the debate for Sanders was a prolonged exchange with Biden over the former vice president's history of supporting Social Security cuts. It's a vulnerability that Sanders has sought to expose for some time. Biden actually brought up the topic. He did. While claiming that one of Sanders' televised advertisements, which blasts Biden for previously supporting Social Security cuts, is inaccurate. Now, we proved that. So what did they say about it? But in the conversation that followed, Sanders managed to catch Biden flat-footed. Even as he denied calling for the cuts, Biden admitted that everything was on the table, including Social Security cuts. So Biden is trying to say the second one that he got, the second lie he got caught in, justifies the first lie, or the first lie never happened. It's just fucked up. It's just fucked up. So how did the New York Post, this is important, how does the media spin it? That's the whole thing, because the ignorant masses are not going to watch the debate. And usually if they do watch the debate, most people only watch the first 30 minutes. That whole exchange came almost an hour in. So if you weren't sitting there watching it, you missed it. And then tomorrow you get the interpretation of what happened. And I don't know, maybe 1% of the people will actually go to YouTube and find the clip where he said it, or you come here and I show it to you. I say, give it to you on a silver platter. So the mainstream media has a lot to do with how they're going to vote. Right? So vote. So let's talk about the vote. I think it's over. I'll be honest with you. I think it's over. I don't think Sanders was able to get a game changer in there. According to the scoreboard, they've given Biden 880 delegates to Sanders 729. Tomorrow we will see. Tomorrow is in this North Marinas, whatever, with 6 delegates. I think Sanders got 4 of them, so he won. March 17. Which is tomorrow night, Arizona, Florida, Illinois, Ohio. Big states. Big, Florida, swing state. Ohio, swing state. Illinois, a big state in its own right. Right? Florida's the biggest of all. Well, can Sanders win? I just don't think so. I don't think that. I think, when we have to consider the actual rigging of the machines. But again, why bring up the fact that Joe Biden's a liar and he's still winning, quote, winning, because it's not just the cheating. It's not just the cheating. The cheating is to push Biden over the finish line, right? The actual machine rigging cheating. The machine rigging cheating is what I'm talking about. And, it just pushes him over the edge. So I'm starting to burn out on this subject, but my takeaway is that there really was no game changer. Let me get out of this for a second. So that's my take on it. Mark's Conte reporting. So I don't think that Bernie Sanders got the game changer that he needs. There was not a single mention of election fraud. Sanders never touched the subject. He never turned to Biden and say, When Biden said, I'm winning, I won this one or that one, and then you have to turn and say, look, there is evidence that the election polls don't matter, that the election polls don't match up to the actual computer vote. Here's the evidence, and nobody is in up in arms about the fact that there was cheating, right? Are you concerned that the exit polls didn't match the actual vote, Mr. Biden? And how come it always goes to your advantage? How come every single state to state where the exit polls are off, it's always advantage establishment candidate Joe Biden? And that just is a simple fact, man. So anyway, Marcus Conte reporting. Listen to some more of this Daniel Johnston. How about that, man? Daniel Johnston, take us out. Thanks, everybody, man. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you, Sterling Price and Vinny DiMartini, for your wonderful moderation. If you got timed out, it's your fault. You're probably being a dick.
Don't miss a moment.
You're probably being a dick, and that's why you got timed out. Sorry for the commercial.
Getting LASIK was the best thing I've ever done.
Oh, really?
Ever.
Oh, really?
For a limited time only. LASIK
Oh,
Plus.
really?
Sense of humor, way beyond friendship. And there's no telling how cruel love can get. Tears that drip like blood, hearts that beat thud, thud. Now it's all over because she is untrue. Hold on, mama, crying to yourself.
It's the songwriting, man.
Tomorrow is already gone.
If this was Pink Floyd singing it, it would be, you might be more interested.
Use some help. You could use some help.
All right, guys.
There is a situation that occurs in the unknown. You may be afraid in the comfort of your own home. No one to love you for the things you've done. Flat tire down memory lane.
Peace out, everybody.
All the people laughing, so insane. Hold on, mama, crying to yourself. Tomorrow is already gone. You know you could use some help. You could use some help. Hey, can I have a drink of water? Is there a drink of water here? Okay.